No CGI there. I just put the work in, went to the gym. But playing Spider-Man also means I have to play Peter Parker, a young, less athletic high school student who goes to Midtown High, a STEM school in Queens. Now, Midtown High, like many schools that Dell supports around the States, for example, the Science Leadership Academy in Philadelphia. This is a school where students are given white lab coats and their very own Dell computer to study, research, and explore some very exciting projects. Excuse me. I'm lost. The school is full of future scientists, and I hope future superheroes, but as of now, there is no vacancy for Spider-Man, which I hope is still the case, right, Sony? Because I really like my job. But throughout the movie, my mentor is Tony Stark, probably best known as Iron Man. He builds me a very high-tech and exciting new suit, which is filled with awesome gadgets, and let me just stress that it didn't stretch my acting abilities to appear confused by it. Luckily enough, my best friend in the movie, Ned Leeds, is a complete gamer, and using the Dell Inspiron 15, we were able to tap into the suit and find out some of its cool new exciting features. This is us doing that. Here is the Dell Inspiron 15, very cool piece of kit. It has a cool Spider-Man-like grill on the back, having some cooling capabilities, allowing the computer to work just as hard as the gamer, even if Spider-Man is using it. So yeah, it's very cool. I'll take a couple of these, Dell, that'd be great. Thank you, sir. But technology has been at the core of Stark Industries since the beginning, so it only makes sense that Iron Man himself is a Dell man. But let's not forget about Happy Hogan, Tony Stark's best friend. He is, and I'm delighted to say, over the moon and happy with his new XPS 13 2-in-1, which is this cool piece of kit right here, which actually folds in half. I admittedly thought this broke earlier, but yeah, again, if you want to send a couple of these my way, that'd be great. But these are awesome. But the suit is actually here today, so make sure you check it out. Take some pictures, take some selfies, hashtag Dell Experience, make sure you put it on social media. If you feel like tweeting me, tweet me away. That'd be great. All for me is thank you for having me. It's a real honor to be here. And make sure you swing into cinemas next year and check out Spider-Man because you'll love it. So thank you very much.
Hey guys, what's up? So really awesome, Tom Holland explaining a little bit about the MCU Iron Spider suit. So he actually explained a lot more than was in this clip, so let's break it down. The clip itself is part of a Dell integration that they hired him for, but they also kicked money in for the movie. Like he talks about Happy Hogan, Tony Stark using Dell computers. It's all product integration for the movie. But he actually talks about the scene that they have that seems like it's on their field trip to the Washington Monument when Ned Leeds helps him hack into the suit so they learn about all its features before he tests it out in full. I always love it when they recontextualize stuff that we've already seen with new commentary like this. Like normally you'd think that this is them just hanging out, Spider-Man getting a little stir-crazy, wanting to be a hero, but there's so much more going on in this scene. So they've teased a couple of the new abilities that the suit has. And speaking of which, there is a new round of the Spider-Man giveaway. It's a $20 Comixology gift card. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. But you probably saw the promo they revealed a little while ago that just highlighted a couple of the suit's new abilities. We actually saw him use the holographic display at the end of Civil War when he was looking at the spider light. So from the comics, it's just the spider light, but obviously in the MCU, they change it just a little bit, make it a little bit cooler, so it's just a holographic readout of all kinds of information that the suit is taking in. So it has sensors all over it. So they only tease a little bit about what it can do in this promo. They're not going to reveal every single thing before the movie comes out. The web fluid is another big one. The two different kinds that you actually see in the trailer are when he's taking the robbers down. That's sort of like the normal web fluid. But then later when he's trying to save that big fairy, you see the hardcore web fluid. So this is really just the beginning. I know a lot of people are thinking that Tony might take the suit away from him at some point in the movie and then give it back to him. Because at the beginning he says, the suit's yours to keep, but you're not an Avenger. but then later in the trailer, you see him fighting the Vulture, so it's hard to tell whether or not that's a prologue to the events that are happening in present day after Civil War, or if that's something that happens later in the film. But if you're looking for surprises, they'll probably save, special Stark Tech surprises for big action set pieces like this ferry save. Now, whether or not Iron Man comes to help him out in this moment, this is just a test of his strength. So he is one of the strongest Avengers next to people like Thor, the Hulk, so he can actually do a lot of this without all the extra Stark tech. But it's the tech in the suit that takes him that extra mile. Things like the web wings, which is also a comic book classic, will help him with the Vulture because now he can glide through the air even when he's not in proximity to things that he can't swing off of. That's his big weakness. If you dropped him out of an airplane at 30,000 feet, unless he could web himself up a parachute, he would be shit out of luck, which is why he does much better in tight spaces like you find in New York City amongst all those buildings. They don't really tell you in this footage either, but there's also this funny implied thing where Tony Stark sort of gives him the suit and pushes him out the door like, here you go, kid, good luck, figure it out on your own. So that's why he has to turn to his friend Ned Leeds. I know a lot of people are like, hey, wait a minute, Peter Parker is a scientist. Even though he's really young, he's still very smart. He made that first suit all by himself. He made his own mechanical web shooters. So he's actually really good. But I think what they're trying to convey with some of that is that Spider-Man in high school is building a team around him, whereas someone like Tony Stark is a little more independent. He does have Pepper Potts, but if you go back and watch those old Iron Man movies, he mostly takes her for granted for the first couple times, and then eventually he starts to acknowledge her contributions, which is one of the many reasons why she's probably not around anymore, although there are actually real-life reasons for that too. Like Gwyneth Paltrow just isn't necessary for Captain America's Civil War. Like you don't need her, you don't need Jane Foster to sell movie tickets. That's why a lot of those extra characters don't show up again in these big Avengers films.
Please. Stark Tower is your baby. Give yourself 12% credit.
12%?
An argument can be made for 15.
12%?
Well,
my baby?
Did do all the heavy lifting. Literally, I lifted the heavy things. And sorry, but the security snafu, that was on you.
Oh.
My private elevator.
You mean our elevator?
It was teeming with sweaty workmen. I'm going to pay for that comment about percentages in some subtle way later, aren't I?
Not gonna be that subtle.
But the really cool thing is that Avengers Infinity War starts shooting on Monday. Now, all the actors don't all shoot their scenes at the exact same time. Tom Holland will be promoting Spider-Man Homecoming for most of the spring, so he's not going to be around as much as the other actors. But the Russos, who are in charge of everything, have teased that he will have some upgrades for the suit when he gets to Infinity War. What does that mean, though? They're probably not going to change the colors that much. It's really just the tech that you don't see that doesn't stick out. Like, you don't see the spider light, you don't see the different fluid, you don't see the web wings unless he actually activates those. So there'll be a lot of things that you don't see unless he's actually using them, in the way that the Iron Man armor as well as the War Machine armor have a lot of extra abilities that you don't see unless they actually activate them. War Machine is probably the best example of a suit with a lot of hidden features, but Iron Man always saves all the coolest toys for himself, but he's passing some of them on to Spider-Man. So the first movie will be a slow introduction to that, and then as their relationship develops, Spider-Man becomes an official Avenger, he'll get extra little things to add to the suit that will help him depending on the villains that they pick. Usually the abilities that the hero has or the special tech that he gets has some critical function that helps him defeat his villain, like the ability to AI pilot all of the armors in Iron Man 3, or even the special lasers in Iron Man 2, like the extra powerful laser, or the different energy sources, even the arc reactor itself. I don't think they'd ever put an actual arc reactor in the Spider-Man suit, but would it not be badass if the spider symbol lit up like it does in the comics? Like, it has to be powered by some energy source, so Stark has probably figured a way out to use his arc technology in a less visible way than in his Iron Man suit. But congratulations to the new Spider-Man giveaway winner, Desi Martinez. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. There was a new round that started in this video. Please leave all your requests for Spider-Man bonus videos in the comments. There is so much Spider-Man stuff that we gotta talk about this year. So next video will probably be Flash Season 3 tomorrow morning. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here to learn all about the Miles Morales movie that Sony and Marvel are making, and you can click here for Defenders behind the scenes, coming up really soon. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.